Right, hello everyone. This is a little video we've put together for you in anticipation of your return to school in a week or so. So we've called this Welcome Back, and in brackets again, because it feels not that long ago that we were doing this and having assemblies and saying welcome back. But here we are again. So you can see some smiley, friendly faces on the screen and me. So let's just have a wave from those smiley, friendly faces. There you go. And I'm here as well. And apologies profusely for the state of my hair, but as we know, hairdressers are closed and well, it's just the way it is. So look, we're going to go through a few things with you in this video, and hopefully this will answer some questions you might have and help you feel a bit more prepared for returning to school. So I'm going to talk to you about three things first. First, I'm going to talk to you about the week beginning the 8th of March and what that involves. And your parents and carers have been sent this information as well, but I thought it would be helpful if I went over it with you. Then I'm going to talk to you about being back in school, the thing that we're all looking forward to, even if you say you're not really, we know you are. And then the third thing I'm going to do is talk about routines, expectations, and the support that's going to be there for you when you're back in school. So the first thing then is the week beginning the 8th of March. As I said, this has all gone out in a letter to your parents and carers, so they should be aware of this now, and hopefully you are too, but just in case you're not, what's going to happen is on the 8th of March, year 11 and year 10, you're going to come in to school at a time that you're given, and you're going to have your lateral flow test. If you've given consent to have it, you'll come in at the time you're given, you'll have your lateral flow test, and then you'll actually go home again. And your day in school officially will be the following day. So provided you have a negative test on the Monday, you will be back in school for face-to-face teaching on the Tuesday. On Tuesday as well, years 9 and 8, you will come in at the time you've been given for your lateral flow test, and then you will go home. And once you've had a negative test result, you will come into school on Wednesday for your first day back of face-to-face teaching. And finally, last but not least, year 7, you will come in for your lateral flow test on the 10th of March, sorry. And again, you will go home when you've had your test, and provided you have a negative result, you will be back in on Thursday, the 11th. So everybody, the whole school will be back as a community on the 11th of March. Now, until your return to school, you will continue to learn remotely, and you'll be given tasks set as normal on Go for Schools, but there won't be any live lessons in those days, but you will have lessons to complete, work to complete on those days. As I said, that information is all in a letter that's been sent out, but hopefully that gives you a flavour of how it will be on the week beginning the 8th of March. And then we've got being back in school in general. What does that look like? Well, as I've said to you in assemblies at the start of the academic year back in September, all that time ago, we've got these key priorities, haven't we? Our job is to keep you safe. So the routines that we've had in place and the procedures we've put in to keep you safe and to keep our staff safe, they are still in place around, good hygiene and sanitisation and so on and so forth. We want to lower your anxiety levels, and my smiley colleagues will talk more about that in a second, and that's obviously one of the reasons we're doing this video, because we want to help you to feel less anxious about coming back to school. And when you're back in school, we want to lower your anxiety levels, of course. We want to make you smile, if you can believe such a crazy thing. We want to see you again. We've really missed having you in the school building. We're looking forward to seeing you, making you smile, hanging out with you, talking to you, and so on. Making you feel valued. It's really important to us that you know how valued you are as individuals and as a collective. We hope you felt that and understood that as you've been working remotely, but when you're back in school, that's a key priority for us. And fundamentally, we want to teach you. We, of course, have been teaching you remotely. That's been hard for you. It's been hard for us. It's not the way we prefer to do things. And so we're really looking forward to having you back in school. And that's going to be our real focus, just on teaching you. So I've said teaching. Mrs. Cully T will probably talk a bit more about that in a bit. Learning, that's an exciting thing, isn't it? Surely, can you believe the two things go together? They do. We're going to be doing those as well. Hard work, all right? And that's just in general. That's not hard work because you didn't work in the last couple of months. It's hard work in general. It's hard work because you've already been working hard, and we expect hard work when you return. Structure is going to be really important, and I will talk a little bit more about that, just in the sense that actually the things that you had in place before you went into lockdown will remain, but in more general terms, the structure of being at school is really, really important, and we think that's going to be something that's very welcomed. And then routines. So again, I'll talk a little bit more about routines in a second, but as well, the things that you were doing before you went into lockdown will remain. So we haven't made lots of different changes because we know that would be kind of confusing, maybe make you more anxious, and that's not what we want. So we've kept everything as was. So then my final thing, routines, expectations, and support. So there is going to be one difference, and you've probably read this in the news, and again in the communication that was sent home. But the one thing that's going to be different, in line with the new guidance, is that you must always wear face coverings while in school. So previously it was when you're moving between lessons, we asked you to do that in the social areas or in the corridors. Now it is going to be a requirement to wear face covering while in school in general, including in lessons. And you can only take your facial covering off when you are outdoors during social time. Okay, so that will be a difference from previously, but hopefully something that sadly we're all quite used to now in terms of wearing face coverings in most environments. So let's talk about what's going to be the same. We want to reduce anxiety. We want you to understand what's going to be the same. As I've said, there's lots of same things going on. Attendance, we want you to be in school. It's going to be the expectation that you attend school as normal. And that goes hand in hand with that, your punctuality. So you are going to need to be in school at the correct time. That is going to be possibly something you're going to have to think about between now and coming back into school, isn't it? Because I would wager that several of you have decided that maybe you're going to go to bed a little bit later than normal, and maybe you might be getting up a little bit later than you normally do. Well, I'm afraid we are going to expect you in school and on site by 8:15. In fact, 8:10, I believe, is what we had said previously. So 8:10, we want you in school ready to go. So punctuality is going to be really important. And our expectations around that are going to be the same. Behaviour, that's going to be the same. You know we have high standards of behaviour. We're proud of that. We think it's a really important thing to have, that people are well behaved and people can come to school and learn. Our expectations aren't going to have changed around that. And so you need to remember our expectations around behaviour. And uniform, there's something I want to just talk a little bit more about, if I may. Uniform expectations, they remain the same. And by the same, I mean as they were in the policy, not as they might have been before you went into lockdown. Because let's be honest, before we went into lockdown, it was December, it was really cold, and we know we need the windows open for ventilation. So it might have been that you were wearing a jumper that was not a school jumper because it was keeping you warm. Well, we don't want that as it's getting milder. We know that it's going to be a little bit chilly on some days, so we are going to suggest that wearing a t-shirt, for example, underneath your school shirt would be a way to keep you warm. Wearing a coat, maybe something that your teacher will still allow. It is up to your teacher to allow you. So a coat would be an option. A hoodie is a no-no, and we will confiscate your hoodies. Jumpers with logos and jumpers that are not school uniform in general will be a no-no. The logo is irrelevant, to be honest. I don't know why I said that, because any jumper that's not school uniform, the fetching tank top that I'm a fan of, then you are not allowed to wear it. So it's really important that you familiarise yourself with uniform rules in case you have forgotten any of them, particularly as well around hairstyles. If you've been taken in lockdown, I know it's very difficult for a man with hair like mine to comment on haircuts and hairstyles, but I'm going to do it anyway. If you've been taken in lockdown to give yourself a variety of colours, because that's the mood that's taken you, you will need to make sure that you have natural hair colour when you come back to us the week beginning the 8th of March. So you're getting a bit of notice here to put those things right, but we are going to focus on our uniform. It's really important. And finally, from me, is to say that there's going to be a huge amount of support here for you. It's been really tough. We know that. It's been tough for us as adults. We know it's going to have been tough for you as young people. So it's not going to have changed. Your mentors here to help you, your subject teachers, and the student support team. Everybody here to help you. And so that address at the bottom there, use it. If you have anxieties around coming back to school, questions you want to ask, something you want to find out about, then send an email to that and one of us will get back to you to be able to answer your questions. So from me at this point, I'm going to pause. I'm going to then say, if anyone wants to say anything to the lovely people watching, now's your time to do that.
I might dive in straight away then, first of all. Hi, everybody. And I've just got 3 really simple things to say. The first thing is a gigantic thank you for all of your amazing efforts in remote learning and also your engagement in the Wellbeing Friday that we had before half term. Mr. Gower was busy putting lots of brilliant photographs up onto the Facebook page of all the wonderful things that you achieved in that day. So huge thanks for your efforts while we've been closed as a school. Secondly, when we arrive back, I don't want you to worry about having excess testing and exams and all sorts of those kind of things in your lessons. Your teachers have been briefed, and we really want to focus on high quality teaching, really positive, and we really want you to work with your teacher. So if you don't know something, please speak to your teacher. It's a partnership. You work with them, and we will try our very best to support you in all of the different subjects. And thirdly, it's already been said by Mr. Gow, but we've really missed you, and all of your teachers have really missed you. So it'll be so wonderful to be able to have these conversations again, face to face, in school. So those are my 3 things. Thank you, Mr. Gower.
Thank you, Miss. Mrs. Leach is here.
Hello. So Lee, following on from Mr. Gower, just on the uniform, I just want to say about trainers as well. I know in previous, when we've been back to school, we've been lenient on people wearing trainers a little bit more than we have previously, because we know that ordering has been a problem going to shops. However, this is your pre-warning that you do need to be ordering school shoes. So if you haven't got any and you only have trainers, please ask your parents if they can order you some shoes, because that is a non-negotiable. You will not be allowed to wear trainers when you come back. Also, the lateral flow test, you might be scratching your head wondering what that is. It's something we've been doing in school when we've been in as staff members, and we've been tested, and it's really easy. Children that have been in school with us have been doing it as well, and it's literally a swab that you touch the back of your throat with and your nose, and then it goes off to be tested. So please do not worry about that. If you have got a bit of a worry about how it will feel, use the support team at breckland.ies.co.uk email, and one of us will get back to you, and we can always give you a call and talk you through it. So please don't worry about that. I know probably Miss Taylor and Miss Donlan are going to talk about wellbeing, but the only other thing I wanted to say is, I know your teachers know, members of the SLT know that you may have missed pockets of your learning, okay? And I know, because some people are getting a little bit stressed out, I'm getting a few emails to say, oh, Miss, I've missed my maths, am I going to get in trouble? What's going to happen? You're not going to get in trouble, because ultimately, at the end of the day, your results are yours. So if you are thinking, well, I've worked really hard and I know my friend Johnny hasn't, but he's not going to get in trouble, but his marks will reflect him not working. So we are aware we will have missed pockets of learning. Your teachers are aware, and they will support you in catching up, okay? So you're not going to get into trouble. We're all in it together. We're all the IES team. So please don't worry about it. And if you have got a niggle and think, oh my goodness, I've not done any science, don't panic. We are aware of what you've been doing and where we'll need to put in a little bit of extra support to get you back on track. Any worries, email us. We are working as normal. The building is closed. We are working as normal, so email, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you, Mr. Gower.
Shall I go next?
You can, Mrs. Taylor. Before you do, may I just, in fact, I'll ask you a question in a second. I've got a question, but I'll let you go first.
Okay. Right, so like the shoes, nails. You've got your pre-warning. You need to get them removed. There are things available over the internet that I believe get those nails off. So you don't need to wait for an appointment. You need to get the nails off. Nails need to be natural. We like everything nice and natural. Oh.
Natural.
I need to have my eyebrows done, or are you telling us that we...
I don't want to see any huge eyebrows. Makeup is a no. We want to see your beautiful faces back in school.
Yeah, which is my second point. We can't wait to see you. We've really enjoyed, I think as a whole team, going into the live lessons. That has been one of the bonuses that we've had during this lockdown, to go into those live lessons and see those children working so hard, putting their ideas forward. It's just been great. And actually, I will miss that a little bit, seeing how well you do in the classroom. But it will be really exciting when you come back into school. And the last thing I want to say is, we know that it's been hard for lots and lots of people. You know that you've got that wellbeing part of the website that you can have a look at, but you've got us as student support, you've got your mentors. But I don't want you to worry that you're going to be the only one. We know that lots of children have found this very, very hard. We know lots and lots of families, lots of mums and dads, lots of your extended family. Your whole families might be different, and it's the same for everyone. So come back to school and know that we will look after you, and it's all going to be okay. And we can't wait to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, Mrs. Taylor. My question, nothing to do with this, but just wanted to clarify, is that the Gruffalo behind you? Good. I think
Yeah.
I might have, you know, others watching this might also have thought, I wonder if that's the Gruffalo there, and it is.
Yeah, my nephew made it for me. He said it would cheer the children up that I spoke to.
Well, it's cheered me up. It's cheered me up. So,
He also made a whale as well over here.
from the snail and the whale, or just a whale?
Yeah, in the whale with fluffy eyebrows.
No, we're getting sidetracked here now. We're getting sidetracked into the wonderful world of Julia Donaldson, of which I could probably write a sort of university thesis on, but we won't do that right now. So look, listen, we're going to come to the end of this, if that's all right. Everyone's said what they need to say. Have you got anything to say on then? Or?
The only thing that I want to say is come back with that positive attitude, you know, be your best, continue to be amazing, and we will get through this, whatever this is, because we're all still learning about what it is.
Can I just say, so that means go to bed at a good time, start doing it now, get in the routine, get to bed at a good time, start getting up like you do on a school day, which is earlier than you've been getting up, getting yourself dressed, getting your breakfast, start getting into the routines now, because if you don't, you're going to really struggle on that first week back, and we're going to have lots of tired students. So start now, and then you'll find it much easier when you do come back.
Fantastic. All right, we'll leave it there. As we've said, if you've got questions, send us an email. If not, we look forward to seeing you in a week or so's time. Thanks very much. I've got to just make sure I stop this recording now, haven't I? There we go. We'll give you a wave.